Hello there everyone, welcome to this video. You know who I am, E.T. Templar, Alien Crusader from Beyond the Heavens, here to entertain and destroy with the power of me magic. And yeah, what about an F-16? We'll fly one in this conquest video, and believe it or not, it was an F-117 that was shot down and an F-16 that was shot down over Serbia. So as far as enemies go, there's very few that have actually shot down some of our shit. So there you go. And the F-16 is a very cool plane. It's very sleek looking. And of course the Chinese have kind of mimicked it. There's a plane that is called a J-10, which is like a Chinese knockoff, which China has a habit of doing that with everything. So let's see, where are we at? Where is our F-16? Here we go. Of course, we're gonna go all multi-lock anti-air because that's what we're going against mostly. And of course, we got some cool color schemes. Let's see, we got like a desert, so it loads in. Got a gray. Let's go with this one. That looks kind of cool. And I think the F-16, if I'm not mistaken, is kind of like a interceptor, but I think it's been used in multi-role before. I think it was used in multi-role quite a few times in the Middle East, probably first and second Desert Storm, to my knowledge. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It's a very cool little plane. And I think it's controlled by a joystick, usually, like on the side of the seat. So it's like flown with a joystick, which is kind of interesting. And technically, if you own a flight manual to it, it's illegal for civilian use. There was someone that actually got busted and got in trouble for having I think it was an F-16, or it was a flight manual to one of the planes. Alright, here we go. What are we going up against? Is that an F-4 Phantom? Talk about a undermatched dogfight here. F-16 versus F-4. Oof. That's brutal. We're going to be sporty, though. We're going to use our guns. Where are you, goblin? Got it. But the F-4, the F-4 Phantom has a special place in my heart. Even in the late 90s, I remember seeing them fly around when I lived in California, and I remember seeing them in Vietnam footage reels. And it's a very cool, iconic plane. And it might be in service, or no, maybe, I think Japan recently retired the F-4 Phantom. So it is a very just special plane of mine. In fact, I would dare say, more than the F-16. But it's weird how some people get nostalgic for shit, and that's just one of the planes. Of course, they have them at the air museums, and it's just a cool plane. If you look up pictures of the F-4 Phantom, there's just nothing that exudes that cool look. And if that's the reason, if I had to guess why there's a lot of people interested in warplanes, because they're feats of just engineering, they're beautiful, even if you're a fan of Russian planes like the MiG-29 Fulcrum, MiG-31, the Sukhoi planes, they're just great. In fact, if my brain wasn't such a piece of shit, and if my government wasn't so corrupt and evil, I would probably wouldn't mind being a fighter pilot of some sort. That would be pretty kick-ass. But then again, you wouldn't want to trust me, and I wouldn't want to be entrusted to a piece of military equipment worth millions or billions of dollars. This is like, no. I'm getting anxiety thinking about it. Because can you imagine you screwed up and crashed a multi-million-dollar plane? That would suck. On so many levels. How is that B-52 still flying around? I'm calling shenanigans on that one. Shenanigans. God, this dusk level's terrible. I can't see shit. Alright, where are you at? F4, Grandpa plane. Which is so weird to say that, because, you know, most people, when you hear Grandpa plane, they're thinking of like P-47 Thunderbolts or P-51 Mustangs or the P-38 Lightning. Shoot, one day our kids are going to be, or grandkids are going to be saying, ah, look at that Grandpa they're playing. It's like, what? That's an F-18 or a F-22. Maybe at that point we all have flying saucers or some shit. I don't know. Who fucking knows? Doubt it. But the Russians have their own version of the F-22 Raptor 2 that's pretty cool. But the only problem is the thing's, it's too big. Like, it's still going to show up in radar like a brick. And of course, China, they supposedly were saying that they had radar that could detect the stealth capabilities of like F-22s and YF-33s. And basically, it's just China lying their asses off about technology they have, because scientists looked into it and they're like, no, that's impossible. But then again, our biased scientists could be wrong too. But in my honest opinion, China has a history of kind of extending and stretching the truth a bit. But then again, now that I think about it, most countries, even the West, tend to do that. So who knows? Maybe China does have some like super duper stealth fighting radar. Who knows? Oh, we're going up against another F-16. Come here, you turd. Suck cannon. And this is why I love flying games like Ace Combat, all of them. By the way, I hope the older Ace Combat games get remade for PC. That would be great. My favorite Ace Combat game is Fires of Liberation, because it takes place in a fictional United States where United States gets like blitz invaded by the Russians. And, well, theoretically it's supposed to be the Russians, but in the world of Ace Combat, it's Slovakia. And it has a real cool story where it follows even, like, these tank crewmen and this refugee, this Slovakian refugee, and the wife of Garuda. And the story is just cool. And of course, they have so many cool missions that, and the plot is really good. You know, it starts off by you having to retreat from the capital city, and you eventually fight your way back and liberate Ameria from the, like, communists, the godless communists. This is great. Great game. So if you happen to have an Xbox 360 and can get your hands on a copy of Ace Combat Fires of Liberation, it's gold. This new Ace Combat, though, I wasn't too impressed because most of the enemies you're fighting are drones, and I thought that was weak as hell. Because who gives a shit about drones? When you're shooting down a drone, that's... oh, shot down a robot. Super. I don't know who came up with, like, that as a plot. I thought that was dumb. And even if there was a prison unit, like in the latest Ace Combat, they have these a prison unit, a pilot. I highly doubt they would let criminals sit in the seat of a multi-million-dollar aircraft, let alone one that flies at like Mach 2 or Mach 3. Yeah. And that has cannons and missiles. That's just stupid. And I don't. That's just not plausible. I mean, it's still entertaining. It's still an entertaining game, but I just wasn't too impressed. The previous Ace Combat before that, I forgot the name of it. Maybe it's Ace Combat 4, where there's like these Russian ultra-nationalists that get their hands on some experimental cruise missile. They start using it against NATO. That was a cool story. Plus, there's a mission where you're in Moscow, and you're fighting like ultra-nationalist units. You're actually flying a helicopter in that mission, which is pretty neat. And of course, you can fly like I don't know if I'm misremembering, but I think it's like an M24 Hind. Which, if you don't know, if you haven't seen pictures or haven't seen the M24 Hind in real life, it's a scary fucking helicopter. But then again, most Russian aircraft or anything Russian made is usually pretty scary just by nature and looks mean. If it's one thing I will have to say about the Russians, they do make some cool shit. How have we not reached the score yet? Yeah, I know. Alright. Is that a bad angle? Get hit. Alright, we got him. Now we just need to finish off Big Bird. Man, this visibility's crap. Alright, we almost hit the goal. Then they'll throw a ace squadron at us. Damn. Whereas it always gets real interesting when you get in a nest of enemy fighters, because then you're just getting just locked all over the place. Alright, cool. What do we got? I need to change the color of this HUD because I can't see a shit. So F-14 Tomcats. Now that's what I would call another legacy plane, the F-14 Tomcat. It would still be in service to this day. It's that good a plane. The only problem is the upkeep on F-14 is just too much. That's why that plane got retired. But it's definitely, I would put the F-14 Tomcat in the top 5 greatest planes of all time. Plus, if you haven't seen Top Gun and seen those planes in that movie, it's awesome. Although, I will say, cockpit-wise, it has a shitty looking cockpit. And what I mean is by this. See, if you see this F-16, it's a nice open cockpit. You can see like everything, but in those F-14s it has just a little window in the front that's it's not so great. Okay, where's this last F-14? That Phantom just almost collided with me. That's what we like to call a near miss. And that's it. That's the F-16. If you guys want to make a suggestion for another plane, you so can. And leave a like, leave a dislike, comment below, and I will see you guys in the next gameplay video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. And have a great day. God bless. Stay happy. Stay healthy. And again, see you guys next time.
Patriotism is dead. There's only rebels and tyrants now.
A world ready for the righteous and the pure to inherit.
Don't believe in surrenders. No, I still got my saber, Reverend. Didn't turn it into no plowshare either.
I'm taking over this territory.